Welcome to our quick overview about the Permaculture Teachers Training that was held in Bulgaria in 2019, co-funded by the Erasmus Programme for Youth Workers Mobilities. The course was originally designed by renowned permaculture teacher Rosemary Morrow and then adopted by many of her students in the field. We're glad you could join us. The course is designed to be extremely hands-on, providing participants with experience teaching permaculture lessons. Our main facilitator was Candela Vargas from Spain.
This is a sociocratic way of saying that you have an objection.
The other facilitators were local teachers such as Mikhail Kosev, Mikhail Sarchinska, and Filip Vorionov. The setting? A traditional Bulgarian bed and breakfast in the Rila Mountains. The core focus of the course was teaching permaculture to refugees and youth. So we selected many of our participants based on their unique experiences working within the parameters of migrant and refugee camps throughout Europe.
Not as good as ours. Okay, so I'll open the ground again for refugee-focused questions, and I want to encourage the discussion that we were supposed to have.
Here is a review of the program content, in case anyone out there is interested in conducting a similar course. The facilitator's main focus is team building and making sure the individuals attending the workshop can work together cohesively, as done in any other classroom setting. The facilitator set the mood and create an environment of sharing. This includes administering sessions that focus more on active exchange rather than passive lecturing. Education in its form today is actually the heir of the Industrial Revolution. All 4 sessions of Day 1 aim to introduce the structure of the course as an open space for all learners. As we lead into Day 2, we begin to shift the focus on the different kinds of learners.
To take these 2 things into consideration, when do we want to really have this big diversity, diverse groups, and when we want to narrow down and take care of specific groups.
Пример за това е една гора в природата, една гора.
As an elective module of the course, we always offer one session in the local language that is open to local residents for free. This aims to introduce them to permaculture ethics and principles, as well as demonstrate to the participants of the Erasmus training program how such a lesson could be taught in their own communities. Day 3. We dive directly into discussing our jobs as teachers and learning facilitators. What are the traits of good teachers? How do they behave?
It's not about just like finding the psychological tricks for giving us a boost on energy. One thing that is missing enormously in the education system is to teach about how we are feeling.
We allow the participants of the training to start their first micro-teaches in small groups. Each person gives a 5-minute lesson and then listens to the group for feedback. Halfway through the course, we get to the chapter on teaching methods and demonstrate it through a mid-course evaluation. This is an important step for both teachers and students to adjust certain aspects of the course.
Everything is good, you will have a very thick center full of dots, for example. You see, like you can take a marker and you come and just make a little symbol.
During the second session of Day 4, we are blessed with a visit of Rosemary Morrow herself via video chat.
It does make a difference to be learning a teacher training course with refugees if ever you can do it.
She was gracious enough to give us a whole 90 minutes of her time answering questions about permaculture teaching, as well as sharing her own experience working with refugees and youths. This session is followed by Socratic dialogue, which demonstrates the valuable teaching tool known as questioning, where the teacher responds to questions with more questions, allowing the students to reach the answers themselves. Day 5 introduces participants to common teaching tools. This is done by rearranging the classroom and physically placing the teaching tools in the center. This session can be very hands-on and enjoyable, as well as give birth to many new ideas. The Social Power and Privilege session was specially designed to accommodate our common theme of working with refugees. We emphasize the refugee and migrant narrative at many points throughout the course, especially in the evenings when we invited participants to share their own experience. The third micro-teaching assignment is the last session where participants would be teaching on their own. For the rest of the course, they will be teaching in groups. The program on day 6 is very diverse.
I understand that this is a teacher training course, but Dragon Dreaming is more or less a project management tool that you can apply to your teaching.
We have a whole session discussing the future projects that everyone could work on together. We also make sure to transparently go over the steps of organizing their own permaculture course, both for publicly and privately funded initiatives. MicroTeach 4 adds the extra challenge of teaching permaculture in pairs, which is actually pretty standard in the field. The final day, all participants perform a 30-minute presentation in groups, showcasing their own curriculums for a permaculture designer certification course.
More, as much as possible, hands-on.
Which is actually the standard 72-hour education that one must undergo in order to be considered competent in the field of permaculture. It is a requirement for all participants of this course to have first done the 72-hour PDC, so they should all be familiar with this framework.
Okay, we want to thank the previous group to open that subject.
Please don't hesitate to contact us. More information in the description below.